Hi, I'm Bridget. I'm the current resident artist here at Azul. I'm a dancer choreographer from Illinois, and I'm very grateful to Camille and all the staff here at Azul. I'm loving it. Yeah. What I've been working on today is more on the floor. I can do a little of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that little movement phrase was inspired by some time that I had spent in the woods observing different insects and animals, like a bird and caterpillars, and I saw a deer, and then I was thinking about raccoons and and like a fox. So that's sort of where that material came from.
And when did you in your life start that vocation?
I think it was one of those things where my parents put me in a dance class when I was very little, and I really took to it, and then studied it all growing up and in college.
There's obviously many different types of dance. Is there any that you would say, oh, this is me?
The work that I do now is mostly improvisational and very somatic based. I also have training in like modern, postmodern, contemporary forms, and I think that influences my work a lot too.
Have you ever done any ballet?
Growing up, yeah, I did the whole ballet, tap, jazz, all of that.
But contemporary dance and somatic. What would you say somatic is?
Very, like coming from the body, very sensing based, very like internally sourced movement, really trying to get in tune with the body itself as this like vast like base of wisdom to draw from.
And have you done many arts residencies?
This is my first.
Oh, that's great. And first, how would you say you found Azul and why did you decide to come here?
Yeah, so I think throughout all of COVID, I had felt my relationship with my creativity, it was in a very sticky place, and I knew that this, like going to a place where I could just have time to work on my craft, was very necessary to stay very in tune with my body and with movement. So I'd done some looking around, and Azul really stuck out, being in sort of like the mountains of North Carolina. I lived in North Carolina for a bit last year, and I was very drawn to the mountains, and it felt really kind of special to find Azul and be able to return.
Very cool. And actually, that's an interesting point. How is your experience of Azul during COVID?
Yeah, so being the only one here, I don't know, I kind of like it and I kind of don't like it. I like it in that I really can be wherever and do whatever. I don't have to worry about, interrupting someone else's schedule or anything. At the same time, I kind of wish there was another artist here. I think it's always really rich to be able to have those conversations with other artists about their work. And so thinking about what it could have been like with multiple artists here, that would have been pretty valuable. But I also like it as it is. So.
Does it feel safe here? Would you say this is a safe space to spend a lockdown?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's so wonderful to be able to wake up to like the sunlight coming in and all the birds and the nature all around. And it's so great because Camille is right next door. If I were to need anything. So yeah, I feel very safe, very at ease.
Is there anything that being here or in this house has jumped out at you as being, interesting or compelling to your creative process?
Mm. Uh, so I guess just like the architecture of this building is so magnificent, and that is super interesting to just wander around. But I guess specific to like my research right now, um, it's very nice to be this close to the earth. That's part of my research right now is um, sort of using the earth and like non-human life as maybe inspiration or methodology for like inner decolonization and like nervous system re-regulation and the healing of human trauma.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Decolonization, is that something that can be explored in dance?
I think so. I think most things happen, if not all things happen to the body, right? If we think about like any system of oppression, any sort of colonization, and anything, it happens to the body. And so that's to me, a very obvious place to explore the undoing of that.
I think that makes sense. It's like a collective burden and how we carry ourselves, something like that.
Yeah, I draw a lot from books as part of like my creative process, and Sonia Renee Taylor's book, The Body Is Not an Apology, has been really wonderful to bring with me into this process. Just thinking about all the ways that we've learned to use our bodies, all the ways how she talks about it, how we've had to like apologize for our bodies and ways of being. And so I think that's part of where this thinking of like inner decolonization is happening.
Any last thoughts?
Only that my time here was longer. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Thanks so much, Bridget.